Well, hello, gentlemen. Well, it's not a surprise that the dating scene, especially for femons, is falling apart. Oh, gone are the days when young men, used to be really into the dating game. That's all they ever thought about, you know. Kinda dress up and go out in the evening and have a few beers and get the femon. It was kinda like a sport for men. But thank God men have found a lot better things to do with their time. Because femons were only ever selling smoke and mirrors, and it was all just to entrap a man with lies and deceit. On a very rare occasion, a man would find a femon that was good in a relationship, and they actually had something going. But that's kind of like winning the lottery. Many, many years ago, the most valuable thing a femon could have was her virginity. And of course the idea was she hadn't been sold by any other man, apparently. And if you marry her, you can actually bang her brains out. And of course, as usual with femons, that was a blatant lie as well. They also pushed many years ago that she was a great cook, because the way to a man's heart is through his stomach. And they were good at crafty stuff like knitting and crocheting. And of course, the biggest thing, is they could have a baby. Now, most of that was all lies anyway, but it worked because it entrapped a lot of men into marriage. And then the man actually found out the truth. But I'm, for the life of me, trying to find out or think about what a femon can offer a man in a relationship or marriage in today's world. Well, it's not her virginity, because usually they've been with at least 200 men before you. And for some reason, they're far more entitled than they ever were. They're actually offering absolutely nothing to the man in the relationship or marriage. It's almost as if he should feel honored that she will marry him or even go out with him. It seems the femons nowadays expect everything and are prepared to give nothing. And they're wondering why they can't get a man. The femons of today are not even looking after themselves. A lot of them are overweight, wearing far too much makeup. Virgins for femons has gone the way of the dodo. In fact, there's probably more virgin men than there are femons now. And the one thing they're supposed to be able to do is have a baby. And it's problematic at best if they have a healthy one nowadays. So really, femons are offering exactly what they've always been offering, and that's a tube between their legs. But nowadays, that's all they're offering. And that tube has done a lot of miles before even you get to it. The femons have kind of rebranded the name femons, but gone woke as well. And we all know go woke, get broke. The femons need a serious rebranding, I believe, because the ones in today's world just ain't selling. Which is a good thing for young men in a way. It gives them far more time for themselves. Because when a man goes with a femon, she will immediately start taking up his time and energy on her endeavors, which are usually superficial at best. Femons have always been leeching off society and men, because to the modern femon, the world owes them something, just because they have a tube between their legs. And I think it's about time the femons got together and decided to give something back to society. Of course, them being greedy and selfish, probably that will never happen, unless society forces it. And apparently, according to the femons in today's world, the femons are very important, at least in their minds. But it's kind of funny if the femons said that they're not going to work today. They're not going to do anything today. The world will still keep turning and running. And we know who keeps the world turning and running, don't we, guys? So for you young men out there, continue to stay away from these crazy femons and get on with your life without the chaos and drama that femons cause. If the modern femons ever wake up and actually become an asset instead of a negative, you might want to rethink then. But that looks to me like a long way off, because reality and femons don't go together. Well, let's assume that femons are a drill. Let's say a cordless drill. Now, the drill itself looks quite robust and well made. And it should be, because it's top of the line by the price. And it's a really bright color too. But it takes forever to recharge the battery. And the battery doesn't last very long. And the drill doesn't seem as powerful as it looked. It also sometimes stutters when you're drilling a hole. the clutch slips a bit, and the motor gets very hot when you're running it. And sometimes when you're drilling full pelt, the motor decides it wants to go the other way and makes a hell of a racket. And the batteries don't last all that long, they need to be replaced quite quickly. That's if the motor doesn't blow up first. In fact, the drill looks very nice in the package, but it's really not fit for purpose. So if I was you, I wouldn't buy one. We are being continually bombarded how fantastic femons are. In all the media, they're absolutely obsessed with it. But in actual fact, males are the doers on this planet. If the femon's plan is to be quite alone at a very young age with their cats, then they're going completely the right way about it. In fact, I've seen a lot more cats around my area too already. Femons all pretty much love cats because they're cute, and they're also naturally freeloaders. Generally, they don't really have a lot of affection towards their owner or who's supplying the food, and will disappear and go somewhere else if the food is better. And usually the cat in the home doesn't really do a lot. It's just there. And I don't feel sorry for any femons at all, because every femon I've ever seen that's been in a kind of a bad place has always got there from her own decisions that she made. You see, femons have always wanted their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to go on OnlyFans and make easy money. They want to ride the cock carousel until their body starts falling apart. But then they want to find a valuable man to get married to. And what femons don't understand is, once you go on the cock carousel for as long as they do, they're classed as a kind of whore. And once you're a whore, you're always a whore. It never washes off. The past of these femons that are living a lie right now will catch up with them. But it won't only destroy the femon's life, it'll be destroying the man's life too, and any children they may have. No, I think the femon brand is done now. It's finished. It's over. And I think they really need to start again, don't you? A complete revamp. And until then, guys, you get on with your life. You go hunting, you go fishing. You get drunk if you want. Because there's one thing the modern femon has given you males, and that's freedom. Many years ago, man was told he must have the responsibility of a femon hung around his neck most of his life. And they didn't know the freedom that you young men have today. So, don't waste it, guys. You take it easy.